Hey guys, Hitman89 here, I hope you're doing great. Last week we had the best multiplayer games of 2024, check out the video if you missed it. And today we're diving into Star Wars Outlaws a couple of months after its underwhelming launch. The AI was abysmal, the platforming was far from being accurate, and day one players had to deal with tons of bugs. Since Outlaws already received a few big updates, I thought I'd review it now in order to answer the following question. Is Star Wars Outlaws good now? Let's find out. But first, let me introduce you to Kabam's latest game, King Arthur Legends Rise, a brand new squad-based fantasy RPG. Check out this new trailer that just dropped. King Arthur Legends Rise was made with Unreal Engine 5. That's why, as you can see, the graphics are awesome. Gameplay-wise, we have a strategic turn-based combat system, which in my opinion is the best way to play a squad-based RPG. There are many characters to choose from, their design is pretty good, and you can level up their gear and stats as you explore the different biomes and fight all kinds of enemies. Speaking of which, the boss fights here are epic. You can travel through the Kingdom of Camelot, take on Arthurian quests, forge mystical weapons, and meet exciting heroes and legends. Pre-registration is available now, so click the link in the description to pre-register today and get some amazing rewards. Everything you need is in the description. Now let's get back to Star Wars Outlaws. You know how some games like to open with an epic scene to hook you up from the get-go and let you know what's up? Well, not this one. Star Wars Outlaws' first mission will have you looking for junk so you can sell it for 50 credits. Am I playing some sort of homeless simulator? All jokes aside now, when you launch the game, first thing you'll notice is these black bars. I disabled them, but on console, since there's no FOV slider, it looks a little weird, especially indoors. So you'll have to play a little bit with the view angle settings and see what works best for you. The second thing I noticed is the game is still buggy, and it won't take you long to see some weird shit. Some of it is obviously by design, but while playing Outlaws, I couldn't help but wonder why they released it in this state. Oh, yeah, they knew a lot of Star Wars fans would buy Outlaws day one anyway. But not enough apparently, cause they thought the sales were disappointing. Weird, right? I mean, who wouldn't wanna play a game where an 80-pound chick knocks out enemies with a weak-ass punch to the helmet? And what's really amazing here is that sometimes she doesn't even have to touch them. This shit is so stupid. Not as stupid as the AI though, and I'm not even exaggerating. Not only are these dumbasses partially blind and deaf, but they're also incredibly stupid. For some reason, they love standing next to burning gas tanks, staring at them until they blow up. Seriously, it's so bad it literally ruins the stealth part, which is like 89% of the game. So to have some fun, I started playing hide and seek with the AI. Oh, and you know how in every stealth game you're not supposed to let the enemy see you? Here, it doesn't even matter, you can just punch them in the face and keep going. Wait, did this chick fall through the rolling cart? Oh, yeah, I forgot you could go through plenty of objects in this game.
Great.
Yeah, I don't know about you, but for me, the terrible AI and physics take the fun out of this game. Thank God there is a food eating minigame where you have a bunch of QTEs. It's so fun, I almost fell asleep playing it. On the other hand, I really enjoyed riding the Speedster. That's probably the only part I enjoyed in this game. Too bad you can't aim and shoot freely though. You can only shoot using the Adrenaline Rush ability, and you have to wait for it to recharge. Why? Whatever, when doing missions, sometimes you'll have two options to choose from, and they will directly affect your reputation with different factions. It adds a layer of interactivity with the world, and that's great, at least on paper, cause for example, if your reputation is good enough with a faction, they won't be suspicious of you and they'll let you access certain areas. But even with a bad reputation, you don't need to be a genius to figure out a way to get past the guards. Seriously, it's a piece of cake, you just need to have functioning eyes. Speaking of which, sometimes the game will ask you to find a way to enter a location, and it's so obvious you would literally have to be blind to miss it. Here, look at this clear path you just have to follow. That's how easy the game is. Now the lip sync job ranges from decent to absolutely terrible, depending on the scene. On this one, for example, it feels like it's off by half a second. Check this out.
You and I can break him. Together.
You really don't like this guy.
And this is far from being the only immersion breaking aspect in this game. There are invisible walls. If you pick up a weapon, K automatically drops it if you climb anything, use a ladder, or ride your bike. And that sucks dick, just like this NPC. Speaking of NPCs, you can't hit them. You can't steal bikes either. It's called Star Wars Outlaws, but you have to follow every law in the universe. Except for the laws of physics. No wonder Ubisoft is doing so badly it's about to be acquired. But hey, at least they did the Starfield part better than Bethesda. See how they made this in-game transition instead of using a shitty loading screen? By the way, another game I thought of a lot while playing this is Uncharted. Probably because you play as a thief and there is some platforming. But that's where the comparison ends, cause Outlaws isn't even half as good as Uncharted. Now I'm pretty sure a lot of people will disagree with what I'm about to say, but I don't care. I'ma say it anyways. This bitch pissed me off cause she kept on talking to her rat. Every 2 seconds, it's Nix this, Nix that.
Don't look down, Nix. Right, Nix? Tired of walking, Nix? Come on, Nix. I'm Kay. This is Nix.
I don't give a fuck about Nix. Let's move on to the verdict. Even if you ignore the AI and lack of polish, Star Wars Outlaws is a mediocre game that's too easy, not that fun, and it feels like it's made by a small studio. It's extremely disappointing, and that's why I'ma give it a 5 out of 10. If you're a huge Star Wars fan, maybe get it on sale when it's like 30 bucks. Otherwise, you're better off playing something else. And that's gonna be it for this review. I hope you found it helpful. Let me know what game you want me to do next. Please don't forget to support the channel with a thumbs up and a subscription. It's been Hitman89. Have a good one.
I will not stop, I am prepared to get to the top, yeah, you must be rare. God, I'm like, hey.